Hey guys, it's Skylar Lambert, Presidential Diamond, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that everybody in this business is going to be faced with at some point or another, and that is the word quitters. I know that this is an uncomfortable topic to talk about, and I'm just gonna dive right in because I have some notes here that I've made. I just want to kind of give you guys a brief background on my experience with quitting. First of all, I want to start out by saying I have always been a quitter at everything that I've ever done. I told this at my training the other day, actually. It's kind of embarrassing, but I quit every job that I've ever had unless I got fired. I was never one that would stick with anything. I would get bored very easily, and I would just give up. And I remember, like, if I wanted to do something fun and I had to go to work the next day, I would always call in. And I remember one time I called in and told my boss that I had a flat tire. Well, then my parents were out of town, and I had to tell my parents that I didn't go to work. Well, they were out of town, so I didn't think that it would matter that I went to work. And I had to explain that to them, and I told my dad that I had a flat tire. And so my dad sent the neighbor over to air my tire up that wasn't really flat, and I had to go outside with a butter knife and let the air out of my tire. So then I had to pay for a new tire because I lied and said that I had a flat tire. So my dad was like, oh, well, you need a new tire, even though my tire wasn't even broken. So I had to pay for a new tire. So this is when I was probably 17. Just to give you the little background history on me, I was a quitter. I hated doing the same thing every day, and that's why I love this business, because I don't have to do that. I am my own boss, and it's awesome. Okay, so quitters. I'm sure that you know somebody that's a quitter. I know a lot of quitters. I've been in this business for 3 years, and I experienced my first round of quitters when I first started the business. I signed up. I signed up for my auto ship. I didn't get my 4 loyal customers, but I immediately started trying to find distributors, and I started finding them fairly quickly. They started kind of coming in slow and steady. I built an entire lake to Ruby. Every single person on that lake quit, and I was like, oh, well, cool. Now I'm back to square one and have to start all over, and I know how frustrating that feels because you work your butt off to get to that point, and then it crumbles. I want you to know that's completely normal. It's not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on the people that you've signed up. Maybe they're just not ready for this. Maybe it's just not their gig. Maybe it's just not the right thing for them to do right now. I don't really know what it is, but people get into this business expecting money to fall out of the sky into their lap, and when it doesn't, they get a little upset and they quit. However, when your team starts quitting, this is what I've noticed. One person will quit, and the next person up will quit because the person under them quit. And we're going to go into this later, but I just think that's silly that people would give up their dreams because someone else gave up theirs. It doesn't really make sense to me. So that's kind of what I'm making this video. Okay, back to the point. So why do people quit in this business? I think the number one reason why is because they overdo it. They think that this business is complicated and it entails a lot, when really all you need to know is you blitz. I don't have a wrap in here, but you wrap and you repeat. And within the blitz, wrapping, and repeating, we have this awesome thing called a party pad, and inside this party pad we have the steps to success. And those 3 steps are your roadmap to this business. Every single ambassador diamond in this company has done the steps to success over and over and over. And a lot of people get into this and they're thinking, well, it's got to be harder than that. I've got to do something more. I've got to create all these lead generators, and I've got to make all these big folders and these big packets. Let me just show you what I've done in the past. Anybody seen one of these? This is a green folder full of stuff, and it's a new distributor packet. I don't give these out to everybody. I will give it to somebody that's really on fire and really just is green and wants information. That is overcomplicating it. when I'd message people, I'd say all this crazy stuff when really I just needed to tell them about the steps and, about whatever product they wanted to know. So they overdo it. Number 2 is they let excuses get in the way. I hate excuses. I hate them so much. I never really paid attention to how much I hated excuses before I got into this business. And when the whole no excuses thing kind of started getting popular, I just started noticing how annoying excuses were. And I made it my goal never to give another excuse for the rest of my life, which I'm sure I have. But I really try hard not to give anybody excuses ever. When my kids give me excuses, just gives me cold chills thinking about the word excuse, because that's how much I can't stand it. When my husband gives me an excuse, he gets the same backlash that my team gets if they give me an excuse. So excuses like, well, I can't take my kids blitzing because they're just a handful. Oh my gosh, give the kid a blitz card and send him on his way. I guarantee you that if you get your kids involved in this business, they're going to love it. They're going to run up and hand someone a blitz card, and they're going to have a blast with you. Make it about them and make it fun. This business is supposed to be fun. It doesn't have to be all suits and ties and professional all the time. Have fun. Another excuse is, well, I have to work. Okay, 99% of us that get into this business have to work. And that's why we start, because we don't want to work anymore. And this is work, but it's fun work. So if you work hard now at this, you won't have to work that hard later. And that's one really big excuse. So you can just see excuses, those things should be your why. Like, you should turn I have my kids. I need, a break for my kids or whatever. Like, I can't get away from them. I can't come to a meeting because I have my kids tonight. You should turn that into your why instead of it being your why not, because you are doing this for those babies. I guarantee that you couldn't look them in the eyes and tell them you just couldn't do it anymore because it just took up too much of your time. The third thing is they compare themselves to others. So let's say I just signed up yesterday. Not yesterday. Let's say I signed up 2 weeks ago. I haven't got my 4 loyal customers yet, but my friend signed up 2 weeks ago on the same day, and she already has hers, but she's underneath me, and I'm upset because she's doing better than me, and I'm feeling like inadequate, like I'm not doing enough, like maybe I'm not good at this, maybe I'm not cut out for it. Don't do that. You will drive yourself crazy. I've done it. It's not fun. It's hard not to compare yourself, but some people are just going to go at a different pace than you, and that is okay. Just don't compare yourself to them, because God put you in this for a reason, and your journey is going to be a little bit different than everybody else's. I'm on the fourth thing. The fourth thing is they talk to other people about it, and who talks them out of it. So let's say I just signed up and I went home and told my parents that I signed up for It Works. This is hypothetical because my parents are in It Works. And they're like, oh, that's dumb. You shouldn't do that. You're just going to spend all your money and waste it. And then people start bickering in their ear, and they start believing these things that they're hearing. Well, that right there tells me that they're not doing enough research on the company. They're not pouring into their businesses enough. You need to be pouring into yourself constantly, because you go out there into the world and people are going to drag you down. Especially when you start becoming successful, they're really going to try to pull you down, because nobody out there wants to see someone more successful than them. So it's just, you have to do self-development. You have to learn. You're never above learning. You need to be pouring into yourself and motivating yourself and inspiring yourself. It's nobody else's job but yours. And when people don't do that, they quit. So the next thing is they get too comfortable. People in this business will fly to double diamond or to triple diamond or any rank, and they get comfortable. I've seen ambassadors do it. They get comfortable, their paychecks are nice, it's paying their bills, and they just kind of relax. And they lose their hustle, they lose their momentum, they lose their why, and their team loses their why, and their team loses their momentum. And then before you know it, you have all these people quitting, and there goes the ripple effect again. People start quitting up the line, up the line, up the line. And before you know it, you're giving up on your dreams because everyone else gave up on theirs. So yeah, that's not good. Don't do that either. don't ever feel like you're too comfortable. I am very comfortable right now with my life. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm truly 100% happy. I'm not struggling anymore. I have a beautiful home. I am getting ready to have another baby. Not that I'm having one right now, but working on it. Just everything is lining up in God's plan for my life and my family, but I'm not done. My story isn't over, and I have to keep pushing. And it's because I have so many people under me that inspire me every day to help them. And now they're part of my story, and their goals are my goals. So I can't give up yet. I can't slow down. I have to keep pushing. And then the fifth thing is they don't continue to grow their market, and they think that they just, well, I'm out of people to talk to, so I'm done. The best way to work a network marketing business is to network. And my favorite way to network is to have parties because, I do the social media thing. I'm really good at social media. I have tons of Facebook friends. I have tons of Instagram followers. But it just doesn't do the same thing for me as going to a party and meeting new people. I get to go sit on the floor in a casual environment, Indian style, like this, with my party pad. I get to read this little party pad to people, and it's so fun watching that light bulb go off in their head that something just clicks, like, I can do this. If that girl did this, I can do it. And it really opens the door for you to meet so many new people because let's say your aunt has a wrap party. Well, you get to meet all your aunt's friends, and then you book a party from a party, and you get to meet all their friends. And it just keeps going and going and going. You should have at least one party a week. And if you're pushing for a promotion, I would highly suggest having 4 parties a week. I had 2 parties in one night last week. And I just love it because I get to talk to new people all the time and I get to make new friends. And that's what this business is about. So those are the reasons why people quit. But what I want to tell you right now is, are you going to make that choice? Are you going to be one of those quitters? You need to vow to yourself that you're never going to quit this business because the only time people are not successful with this is when they aren't consistent and they give up. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody. And I see it happen every day. I can't make that not happen anymore, but I can be the voice of reason for anybody that feels like maybe this business isn't for them. So just constantly be pouring into your team, just guiding them and just... If you're one of those people that feel like you are on the brink of giving up, don't do it. You are right on the other side of a miracle, and you have your hands on something very special, and I would honestly hate to see you choose to walk away from this business because you think that, it's too complicated or your excuses get in the way or you're comparing yourself or anything like that. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a great evening. And I will see you next time.